In these programs, we are trying to present, Bob McCauley and myself, Mark Barnett, are trying to present a little insight into the early church history of the first few centuries. The first program, we looked at the late first century, early second century, and what are called the early church fathers. And that entails some of the body of early Christian writings when Christians were writing to each other. For example, Ignatius was writing to some of the very same churches Paul wrote to. We have a letter of Barnabas. We have other writings showing what early church life was about. In our second program in this series on early church history, we looked at what are known as the Apostolic Fathers and also the Apologists. Not only what early church life was about, but also how these apologists wrote a defense of the faith. That's what the word apologia or apology means. How they defended their Christian faith and put it in Greek philosophical terms to the Greeks and the Romans that were not Christians. In these programs we are doing, and the third program basically was designed to deal with two individuals, Clement of Alexandria and Origen, that helped put a strong stamp upon what Christianity would become. Also looked a little at the difference between the Alexandrian school of Christianity and the Antiochian school of Christianity, and how the early Christian church ironed out some of its doctrines in some of the first early church councils, like the Council of Nicaea, the Council of Constantinople, the Council of Ephesus, and the Council of Chalcedon, to iron out this union of man and God together in what was known as the hypostatic union, which is who Jesus Christ is. In our fourth program, Bob and myself, first we talked about recapping some of the information that we have given to you, and also we looked at again the church councils and the defending the idea of Jesus being God and what is a little bit on the Trinity. But then we also got into Augustine, and what we had to lay some foundation. You can't understand Augustine, and Augustine said himself he couldn't understand Christianity until he understood Platonic Greek philosophy. What is Platonic Greek philosophy? That everything is a projected thought out of the mind of God. And so that's what we've looked at in some of these programs.